COVID-19 quarantine tips for your gadgets. This particular episode, we're going to show you how to use some of the gadgets in your kitchen to actually help you get through the quarantine time that we have. This episode, we're going to actually share with you how you can actually take your eggs and actually freeze them, and they will be just as good as when you took them out of the refrigerator. Crack them open and use them for baking or frying or just having a soft boiled egg. So let's get started. Here's some of the things that you will need. You'll need a 12-cup muffin tin. This one actually happens to be the aluminum type. I would recommend, if you have them, to use the silicone ones because it's so much easier to pop them out. However, this is what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. So for some of you, since I mentioned that the silicone 12-cup muffin pans are better, some of you might want to know, where can I get them? Well, you can actually get them at Walmart. They run about $25 for a 12-cup one, or if you go to Bed Bath & Beyond, those run about $17. And if you're good at saving your coupons that you get in the mail for 20% off, or the $5 off $15, then you can see you'll really have a bigger savings getting them at Bed Bath & Beyond. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you what else you need to freeze your eggs. I usually have a bowl with me in order to hold the shells once I crack the eggs. I use any kind of simple cooking oil. I prefer canola oil, that's what I have in the house, but you can use vegetable oil or canola oil. I wouldn't do this with olive oil, only because olive oil is a little bit more expensive, and since we're trying to watch our pennies during the quarantine, I'd go with the cheaper oil. And then I also use just a simple makeup remover pad that is, it's just plain, it's just a cotton pad. And that's what I use to get my oil on in order to rub inside each of the 12 cups. And then I'm going to crack an egg in each cup. So let me show you how it's done. Let me just dip and get some oil on the cotton pad. And then I just go around the sides and at the bottom, because this process will actually help your egg to pop out much quicker after it freezes, so you can get it into your bag quicker. And I would probably just refresh that oil on the cotton pad after you do so many of them, because we know cotton absorbs, and this way, until it gets the oil where you want it to be, it won't just stay on your cotton pad. So I've been using this cotton pad for a few batches, so at this point I do have enough oil on it, so I'm going to continue and not put more oil on it at this moment. And just run it around the sides and on the bottom, just so it gets a good coat of that oil. And this way your eggs will pop out so much easier. Okay, now that's it as far as preparing your muffin tin. Now we go to the eggs. And that's all there is to it. You just pop your egg, one egg per little cup. And I usually do this overnight because I'll do this in the evening time, and then I put this tray inside my freezer and I let them just do their thing overnight, because by the morning time they have frozen solid and they're ready to be popped out, and it just makes it so much easier at that point. Okay, so I've done four of these eggs here, and this is just something to give you an idea of how to continue it up until you fill up your 12 cups. So you may wonder, well, what happens as I'm cracking my egg into the actual tin if I get a shell in there? Well, it happens, right? But all you have to do is, if you can, take your little spoon to try to scoop out the shell and get rid of it. But if not, don't worry about it. Go ahead and freeze the eggs, because then when you defrost your eggs in a bowl before you use them, you'll have an opportunity to actually extract the shell and get rid of it before you use it in baking or in frying your eggs or scrambling them, whatever you're going to do. It takes about an hour and a half for that egg to fully defrost as you set it out on the counter. I think that's the preferred method. You could probably defrost them in the microwave, but I would think that that would cause the cooking of the egg if you weren't careful, as opposed to just defrosting it. So you might have to play with that a little bit, but if that's the way you choose to do it, that's fine, but just keep an eye on it. So I'm going to show you an easy way in order to get the eggs inside your Ziploc baggie. I love this little gadget that I got. You can find it on Amazon, but it actually is a bag holder for any size Ziploc baggie. As you can see, these are adjustable, so they can go for a gallon size bag to a quart size bag. And all you do is set it up, put your bag in the middle, put the end underneath the clips, and now it'll stay up nice and open for you. And I'm done. So this is what the egg looks like once you take it out of the freezer and you take it out of your muffin tin. We're putting it in a bowl for now, and we're gonna let it defrost. And as you can see, it's just very translucent, which is the egg white, and the yolk is in the middle. And typically, I noticed it takes about an hour and a half for the egg to defrost. The yolk will still be just a tad frozen, but on the whole, it's ready to where you can either mix it in your batches of something you're baking. My personal opinion is, instead of defrosting it in a microwave, because I think you would also risk the chance of actually cooking the egg while you're trying to defrost it, it would be better to just pull it out of the freezer and either defrost it on the counter if you have the time, or put them overnight in the refrigerator. So I wanted to show you what it looked like once you take your egg out of your muffin tin that you have frozen. What it looks like after it sits out on a counter and is thoroughly defrosted. So come a little closer and look at the eggs. Can you really tell which one was just cracked out of the refrigerator, which one was the frozen one? I know it was hard to tell for me, but this is the one that was actually frozen, and this is the one I just cracked open out of the refrigerator. So they look very similar. So I hope you like this tip in order to preserve your eggs a little bit longer during this quarantine time, since we're not sure how long this is going to continue. But if you did like this video, please make sure you go down below and hit the like button. We love to have subscribers, and also hit that bell, because that way you'll make sure you get our next video that we have out with more tips and more gadgets. Thanks so much. Have a great day.